Hey Nick. Hey Ella. I'm glad to see you guys joining in. I meant to post last night. Oh, what is. Oh, all right. I'm not sure what that was about. I meant to post last night that I was going to be on. Hey Tyler, now you're on. You don't want to be on the screen, do you? Can everybody see Tyler or is it just me? Oh, there he goes. So don't go away, Tyler. Come back. I want you to do the yoga. All right, so I was gonna say I meant to post last night that I was gonna do this today, and I forgot. I went to bed and I forgot, so I posted it early this morning, and I'm really glad to see that you all. That's great, Grace. So everybody got to see Tyler, which is awesome because we haven't seen Tyler in a while. But I think you can join without putting yourself on the screen. So I hope you'll come back, Tyler. Anyway, we're going to do this every Friday at noon, and you need to let me know if that's not a good time for you. So far, it seems like people are coming, so I'm going to leave it here. And if you can't be there, remember the video will stay on the story on our H2Okies Instagram story. Good, I'm glad you're back, Tyler. For 24 hours. So you have 24 hours between now and tomorrow at noon to do this yoga practice. I'm so glad you all are continuing to do your exercise and your yoga, and I'm sure there are many other things that I don't even know about that you're doing. So good job on you. When we get back together, when we are together in person again, that hard work is going to show, and you're going to be really thankful that you kept up with it. So I'm really proud of you. Thank you for coming today. We're going to start in child's pose. So come onto your mat. If you don't have a mat, just find some space on the floor. Take your knees out, sit your hips back, and you can fold your arms under your head or reach your arms out. Close your eyes here, and let's take a few breaths to start. So breathing in and out through your nose with your mouth closed. And as you're taking these first few breaths, start to feel your breath moving through your body. So where do you feel that expansion in your inhales? And where do you feel that release in your exhales? And with your next breath, when you inhale, see if you can bring that expansion to your belly and bring that release from your belly. And then just take a few breaths, breathing through your belly, expanding your inhales just a little bit deeper, maybe even stretching your breath into your chest, into the back of your ribs, into your collarbones. So your inhales are really expansive and long, and your exhales are really slow and complete. And just take one more round of belly breath here. And then lift your way up to tabletop. We'll keep the knees out wide. We're going to take the right hand higher than the left hand and sit back in child's pose. So as you sit back, you can cactus the left elbow or bend the left elbow. Start to reach through the right fingertips. So as if you're trying to crawl your right fingertips up toward the top of your mat. At the same time, you're still pulling back through your hips, getting that giant stretch on the right side of the body. See if you can take a big belly breath here. And then as you inhale, lift your way up to tabletop. We'll slide 2 hands under the shoulders, keeping the knees wide. Reach your right arm sideways. And we're going to cross the right arm across the left knee. So we're reaching back on the diagonal. And then again, you're going to sit back just like you do in child's pose. Maybe taking the left hand higher, just getting an outer shoulder stretch here on the right side. And then see if you can take that same big belly breath. Let it all go. And then lift your way back up to tabletop. Keep the knees wide. Take your left hand higher than your right. Sit back in child's pose. Cactus the right elbow. And then start to inch through those left fingers, crawling the left hand up. Getting that big stretch on the left side of the torso. Take a full belly breath. Let it all go. And then inhale, lift your way back up. Hands under the shoulders. Take the left arm sideways to the left. And then cross the left arm over the right knee, reaching back on the diagonal. Sit your hips back on your heels. Reach the right arm up. And take that twist, that outer shoulder stretch here. And take a full belly breath. And then inhale, come back up to tabletop. And bring the knees a little closer so the knees are stacking under the hips. Hands underneath the shoulders. Starfish the fingers so the fingers are spreading out wide. As you inhale, curl your toes under, draw your belly down, bring your gaze forward. And then as you exhale, flatten out your feet, curl your spine up, tuck your chin, tuck your hips. Let's flow through a few rounds of cows and cats here. Inhaling to cow, and then exhaling to cat. So just let your breath tell you how quickly to go. So taking the full inhale to drop the belly, and the full exhale to press the spine up. So you will have your own pace here. Your pace will match your breath. And the nice thing about doing these at home by video is nobody can see you. So just do these the way you want to. Make sure it feels good in your body. And make sure you're still taking really big breaths through every stretch. And then the next time you come into cat, the next time you have your back arched up, we're going to take some side bends. So bring your right shoulder closer to your right hip. Come back to center. Bring your left shoulder closer to your left hip. One more time on the right. Really keep that cat tilt. One more time on the left. And then release, come back to neutral. Level the spine, walk the hands a little higher. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, and come up to downward facing dog. Pedal out your legs a few times. Stay connected to your breath, still taking full belly breaths. And then the next time you inhale, lift your heels away from the floor. As you exhale, press your heels down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, lift the heels up. And then exhale, release, press the heels down. Look forward to your hands and then take a few baby steps. Bring your feet up to your hands. Keep a little space between your feet. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Reach up, take opposite elbows. Tuck your chin, letting your upper body relax and hang. Let's move the neck a little bit here. So shake your head no. No worries. And then nod your head yes. And then let your head hang. Open your mouth really wide and stretch your jaw like you're taking a big yawn. And then relax and feel your jaw release. Settle into the forward fold. Knees can be soft or straight. Stay for another full breath. And as you exhale, let your arms go. Bend your knees, curl your spine, come all the way up to standing slowly.
Take your time coming up, moving through each section of the spine. As you come up, shoulders come back and down, head comes up last. Bring your hands to your chest. Coming up to mountain pose, hands to heart. Find a gazing point in front of you. Draw your low belly in. Reach your tailbone toward your heels. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Let your sternum lift. Let your shoulders drop. Try to keep your chin level with the ground. Take a full belly breath here. Big inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. And then inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Look up to your fingers. As you exhale, separate your hands, soften your knees, swan dive, come back to that forward fold. Let your head go. And then with your fingers or your hands on the floor, step your right foot back. Coming back to runner's lunge. Let your hips drop toward the ground. Keep your right leg strong. Stay for one breath here. And as you exhale, go ahead and release your right knee down. Untuck the right toes, reach the arms up, lifting into low lunge. So the hands are sitting above the shoulders. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. Stay here for a breath. And then lace the fingers together. Drop the hands behind the head. Flare the elbows a little wider and start to lift your gaze. So getting a little back bend here. Keep turning the right hip forward, pulling the left hip back to square you up to the front of your mat. Stay for a breath. And then release to neutral. Stretch the arms up. Exhale, take the hands around the left foot. Push the hips back. Rock back and forth a few times here between that lunge position and that kneeling hamstring stretch. Just getting your left hip a little bit more warm. And then we're going to meet back in the hamstring stretch. So you're going to push your hips back, maybe walk the hands back, lift the chest up a little bit. Your left knee can be bent or straight. And just stay for 2 full rounds of breath here. Big inhales, long exhales. One more time, big breath. And then soften your left knee. Start to move your hands forward. We're going to tuck the right toes, lift the right knee up. Take your hands in front of your left foot. We're going to push off the right foot and come up to standing L. So as you reach your right foot toward the back of your mat, turn all 5 toes down to face the floor. Squeeze your right glute just a little bit. Keep your chest lifted, your spine really long and straight. Just take one more breath. And then as you exhale, float your right foot down, step back into that parallel position and come back into ragdoll. Let your head go. If you want to take a little movement in your neck again, shaking your head no. Nodding your head yes, or maybe sway the arms a little bit. Bend the knees as deeply as you need to. Protect your hamstrings. But if your hamstrings are not feeling a stretch, begin to straighten your knees out. And bring them as straight as you can, just gently stretching the hamstrings. Stay for one more breath here. And as you exhale, let your arms go, bend your knees, curl your spine, come back up to standing slowly. Take your time trying to move through each of your vertebrae. There's no rush. And once you come all the way up, shoulders back and down, head comes up last, hands come back to namaste. And then think about your posture here. So again, reaching the tailbone down, pulling the front ribs together, letting the sternum lift, the shoulders drop. Reach through the crown of the head as if there was a string pulling through the crown of your head toward the ceiling. And just take a quiet breath. On your inhale, reach the arms overhead. Lift your gaze up to your fingertips. Exhale, soften your knees and fold. Letting your hands drop to the floor, step your left foot back. So finding runner's lunge on the other side. So as you sink your hips down, try to keep your left leg strong and straight. Might help to lift onto the fingertips so you're a little higher away from the floor. Just take another breath here. And then we'll sink the left knee Untuck the left toes. Reach the arms overhead so the hands are lifting just above the shoulders. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. Gaze forward. Press into the top of the left foot to help you find some stability. And then lace your fingers together. Drop your hands behind your head. Flare your elbows wider and lift your gaze. So feel that big stretch in your chest here. Take a full breath. And then lift yourself back upright, sweep the arms up, frame the right foot. And we're going to take those rocking motions here. So rocking back to half split and then leaning into the lunge. Take a few, just working on warming up the right hip. Still breathing, still paying attention to the way this feels in your body. And then we'll meet in the hamstring stretch. So push your hips back. Maybe the right knee stays soft and bent. Maybe you need to lift up a little higher so you can be comfortable here. So you do want to feel a stretch in the hamstrings without feeling discomfort or pain. Stay for 2 full breaths. One more big belly breath. And then soften your right knee. Lean your weight forward into that right foot. Plant the hands, tuck the left toes, lift the left knee. Walk your hands forward, kick off the left foot, coming back into standing L. Try to point all 5 toes on the left foot down toward the floor. Just another breath here. And then as you release your left foot, bring your feet a little closer together. Fold into your forward fold. Soften your knees, and this time, long spine. Reverse swan dive. Come all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to chest, coming back to mountain pose. Find that gazing point. Take a breath here. And then shift weight to your right foot. We'll bring the left foot up to tree. So as the left foot tucks into the right leg, open the left knee sideways. The foot can be high or low, just depending on where you're able to balance here. Keep finding your gazing point. And if you feel steady, if you don't feel like you're off balance, keep the hands together. Reach the arms overhead, wrap the biceps around the ears, and the left hand will go behind. Cross the wrists and try to join the palms together. Draw your low belly in. Knit your front ribs together. Reach your tailbone towards your heel and take one more breath. Exhale, hands to chest. We're going to pick up the left foot, cross the left ankle over the right knee, sink back like you're sitting in a chair, and we're coming into standing figure 4. So keep flexing your left foot, so that'll keep your left knee safe and protected. And then let gravity work on the left knee, so the left knee is dropping down toward the ground to help stretch the left hip. And if you need a little deeper stretch, reach the arms forward, sink a little lower, just one more breath here. And then hands to chest, rise up, kick the left leg back, coming into warrior 3. So again, all 5 toes on your left foot pointing down toward the ground. Gaze down to the floor. Find your gazing point, stretch your arms back, reach through the fingertips, draw the shoulder blades down the back, make the whole back of the body strong. Take one more breath. And then we'll land on the ball of the left foot, sweep the arms overhead, sink into the right knee, and come into crescent lunge. So try to square your hips, square your shoulders to the front, pinkies are forward, thumbs are back, biceps close to the ears, shoulder blades pulling down the back. Gaze forward. Take another full breath here. And then we're going to turn to our left, coming into warrior 2. So tee the arms out to the side. Go ahead and put the left heel down on the floor. Right foot should be pointing straight ahead. Left foot is turning in just a little bit. And then draw your left shoulder back to help turn your body sideways. Right knee should be moving over the middle of the foot, not collapsing in, not collapsing out, straight over those middle toes. One more breath here. And then I want you to think about keeping your legs just as they are.
Flip your palms forward and tip sideways to the right, resting the right elbow lightly on the right thigh and sweeping the left arm up, trying to bring the left hand above the left shoulder. Take a full belly breath here. And then rise back up, warrior two, legs stay the same. Flip your right palm up, tip back to peaceful warrior. Legs are still the same, just another breath. And then inhale, rise up, warrior two. As you exhale, cartwheel the hands around the right foot. Step back to downward facing dog. Pedal your legs a few times, just finding neutral. Take another full belly breath. And as you exhale, look forward to your hands, and then either take a few baby steps or maybe bend your knees and jump, bringing your feet between your hands. Lift to half fold, so your hands go to your shins, your eyes go forward, spine is long. Exhale, forward fold, bend your knees a little bit. Inhale, reverse swan dive. And exhale, hands to chest. Find that same gazing point. Take a full breath here in mountain pose. And then we'll shift weight into the left foot. Bring the right foot up to tree. So the right foot comes to the inner calf, the inner thigh, wherever you want to bring it comfortably. Just try not to press right against the left knee. Hands stay at your chest. Take a breath. And then if you feel steady, if you feel like you have your balance, reach the arms overhead. Taking the biceps around the ears, right hand goes to the back. And just join the palms together again, crossing at the wrists. Strong in your left leg. Tailbone reaching down, low belly pulling in. Last breath here. And then exhale, bring your hands to your chest. We're going to free up the right foot, cross the right ankle over the left knee, sink down into standing figure four, just like you're sitting in a chair. So the hips reach back. Keep flexing your right foot to keep the right knee safe. Let gravity work on the right knee. So the right knee should be pointing down, not pulling up. And then if you need a little deeper stretch, hands can go forward. You can sink a little lower, just a breath here. And then hands to heart, rise up, kick the right leg back, coming into warrior three. So 5 toes point to the floor. Find that gazing point with your eyes. Squeeze into your right glute so the right leg is strong. Stay for 1 breath. And then we'll release to crescent. So land on the ball of the right foot. Swing the arms up, sink into the left knee. Square the shoulders and the hips to the front of your mat. Pinkies are forward, thumbs are back. Maybe there's a little lift in the chest, a little back bend. 1 big breath. And exhale to your right, warrior two. Open the arms out in a T. So notice the feet here. The left foot is pointing straight ahead. The right foot is turning in just a little bit. Right quad is strong, left knee is bent, arms are out. Draw the right shoulder back so the torso turns sideways. Take a breath. And then really focus on keeping the legs just as they are. Flip your palms forward, left elbow to the left thigh. Right arm above the right shoulder. Imagine you're trying to reach past your right fingertips. Lots of length in the right arm. Take a full belly breath. Good, good. Keep the legs the same. Inhale, come back up, warrior two. Turn your left palm up and tip back to peaceful warrior. Legs are still the same. Take a big belly breath. And then rise up, warrior two. Cartwheel the hands around the left foot. Step back to downward facing dog and pedal the legs a few times. One more belly breath here.
As you exhale, look forward. Either take those baby steps or bend the knees and jump. Feet between the hands. Touch your shins, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart, coming back down to mountain pose. Take a quiet breath here. One more little standing sequence, and then we'll go to the floor. So on your inhale here again, sweep your arms overhead. And as you exhale, we're going to bring the right elbow down by the right side like you're holding a tray. And then you're going to shift weight to your left foot. Pick up your right foot and reach for your right foot with your right hand. Once you get that right foot in your right hand, bring your knees a little closer together. Work on standing as tall and straight as you can. And one choice is just to stay right here. You can also kick into dancer. So if you feel like you have your balance, start to press the right foot into the right hand. Notice that creates a back bend. As you do that, the chest stays tall. And then if you want to kick all the way into dancer, hinge through your left leg, reaching your left arm forward, kicking your right foot high. Stay for a breath. And then unhinge all the way back upright, knees close together. Float the right foot back down to the floor, bring the left arm down, hands come back to the chest. So from here, inhale, reach the arms up. Keeping your left or your right arm up, bend the left elbow, shift weight into the right foot, reach for the left foot. And then remember, one choice is just to stay here, bring the knees close together, work on finding your balance. Or you can create a back bend by kicking your left foot back, keeping your chest tall, your gaze forward, and then you can come all the way into dancer by hinging through the right hip, still gazing forward, kicking the left leg high. Stay for a breath. Inhale, come back upright, knees close together, and then float the left foot down, float the right arm down, hands come back to your chest. Good work. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. And as you exhale, let's step the right foot again to runner's lunge. So we'll keep the right leg lifted this time, so the knee is lifted off the ground. Drop the hips as much as you can, keeping the right leg straight. And then we'll plant the right hand, take a twist to the left arm reaching up. As you did that, make sure you didn't let your hips pop up. Keep your hips pressing down, keep your right leg really strong, and stay for one more breath. Exhale, two hands come down, quarter turn to your right, pivot your feet with you, and just come into that wide leg forward fold. So your hands might be under your chest. You might be able to walk your hands between your feet. Your knees should be slightly bent, maybe deeply bent. Let your head relax and hang. Stay for a breath. And then walk your hands right back underneath your chest. We're going to keep the left hand under the chest, twisting to the right. So reach your right arm up. Try to stack the right hand above the right shoulder. Just one breath here. Exhale, right hand comes down. Quarter turn to your left. So we're going to come right back where we were. Come back into runner's lunge. Go ahead and drop your right knee. Untuck your right toes. Okay, so one option is just to stay right here on your hands, bringing your hands to the inside of your left leg. If you want to go a little deeper, we're going to walk the left foot wider, angle the left big toe out to the corner, and then if you want to drop to your elbows, coming down to lizard lunge, letting the right knee sit on the floor, the top of the right foot, and the left foot is angled out. So you've got a little turnout in that foot, so it creates a little space in your left hip. And just stay for another breath or two. This should feel like a really intense stretch on your left hip and your right quad. So the front of your right leg and the hip of your left leg. Take another breath. And then gently walk your way back up to your hands. We're going to work the left foot back to center. Shift the weight back, thread the left leg out to the left side, and sit back in 3-point child's pose. So as the left leg goes sideways, you just want to put it in the place that it feels pretty comfortable. So it doesn't really matter how far it is, up or back or sideways. You just want to feel pretty comfortable in that left hip. Sinking down, maybe folding the arms under the head. Stay for a couple of breaths. One more full belly breath here. And then lift your way back up to tabletop. Sweep your left leg behind you. So we're in 3-leg table. Push into your hands. Squeeze your belly in and up. Tuck your right toes under and lift up to 3-leg dog. 5 toes on the left foot pointing down to the ground. Take a big breath. And then as you exhale, we're going to squeeze the left knee into the chest. Step the left foot through, coming back to runner's lunge. Coming onto the fingertips, lift your heart. We're going to walk the hands forward, same transition we made last time. Push off the right foot, coming up to standing L. Stay for 1 breath. And then float the right foot down, close to the left foot, hands to shins. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale to namaste. So bring your gaze forward, turn your kneecaps forward, make your legs really strong, stay for a breath. All right, so then again, inhale, sweep your arms up. As you exhale, we're going to cross the right elbow under the left elbow. Press the backs of the hands together. Or maybe cross the wrists and bring the palms together. So you're just crossing the elbows, crossing the wrists. Sink like you're sitting in a chair. Pick up your right leg, cross your right leg over your left leg. So this is eagle. Squeeze your knees together, squeeze your elbows together. Just take a breath. And then on your inhale, break it all open, 2 feet to the ground. And we'll go straight to the other side. So exhale, left elbow under right. Wind the hands together. Sink like you're sitting in a chair. Pick up your left leg. Cross your left leg over your right leg. You could also just keep 2 feet on the floor if you lose your balance. Squeeze your elbows. Squeeze your knees. Just stay for a breath. And then inhale, break it all open. 2 feet to the ground. As you exhale, swan dive, forward fold. On your inhale, take that half lift. And then as you exhale, let's step the left foot back, runner's lunge. And we'll keep the left knee lifted. Keep the left leg strong. Make sure the right knee sits over the ankle. Left hand down, take that twist to the right, sweeping the right arm up, reaching through the fingers, but letting the hips drop. Stay for 1 breath. Exhale, release. Right hand comes down. Quarter turn to your left. Coming back into that wide leg forward fold, maybe reaching out for the ankles or the edges of the feet. Just take a breath or 2. And then walk your hands under your chest. Keep your right hand under your nose. Sweep your left arm up. Take that twist to the left. 1 belly breath. Exhale, left hand down. Quarter turn to your right. Come back to runner's lunge. So as you drop the hips down again, we're going to release the left knee, untuck the left toes. Take 2 hands to the inside of the right leg. Start to walk the right foot wider. Angle the big toe out to the corner. And one choice is just to stay on your hands, working on dropping the hips. Another choice is to come down to lizard lunge. So you want to be careful on your right hip and your right knee. And make sure that wherever you are here, you're not feeling too much discomfort or any pain in that right hip or knee. Take another full belly breath. And then gently walk your way back up onto your hands. We'll bring that right foot back to center. Shift the hips back, thread the right leg under, and sit back in 3-point child's pose. So again, the right leg is just sideways, wherever you need it to be comfortable in that right hip. Maybe staying up on the elbows, maybe even up on the hands if that's more comfortable, or dropping low. Take a breath or two. And then from here, lift your way back up to tabletop. Swing your right leg back. So finding 3-leg table, pushing into your hands, make your body really strong. Tuck your left toes, lift up to 3-leg dog. 5 toes point to the floor, take a breath. And then squeeze your right knee in, step your right foot through, coming back up to runner's lunge. Walk your hands forward, push off your left foot, coming back into standing L. 1 breath here. And then float your left foot down to meet your right foot. Inhale, take that half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. And exhale, bring your hands to your chest. Gaze forward. Take a breath. All right, so on your inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. And as you exhale, plant your hands. Take 2 steps to plank. Hands under the shoulders. Point the kneecaps down toward the ground. Reach your tailbone toward your heels. Squeeze your belly in and up. Take 1 more breath. And then as you exhale here, go ahead and release your knees down. Untuck your toes. Bring your elbows in toward your ribs and come into Cobra, letting your heart reach forward. You can come lower if you need to. If you're staying lifted, make sure your shoulders are pulling down away from your ears. Gaze forward. Take 1 more breath here. And as you exhale, drop your chest down. Spread your knees out as you go back. Sink back in child's pose. Bring your hands to prayer and reach your thumbs behind your head. Take 3 slow, full belly breaths. One more slow breath here. And then release your hands down. Lift your way back up to table. Scoot your knees a little closer and walk your way up to a kneeling position. Bring your hands to your hips. Tuck your toes under so the balls of your feet are moving toward the floor. And I want you to think about creating a little space in your low belly, a little space in your mid belly, and a little space in your chest. So the hands are going to stay on the hips are going to move forward, the heart is going to lift up, the gaze is going to lift up, and we're coming into camel. So if you're comfortable here with your hands on your hips, just stay with your hands here. You could also walk your hands to the backs of your thighs, to your calves, or to your heels. Just be careful that you're not crunching or pinching in your lower back. So if you feel that, walk your way back up. Lift your heart, tuck your tailbone, and keep that space in your low back. Stay for 1 more breath. And then rise back up to center, untuck the toes, take the hands forward, lean weight over the hands, squeeze the elbows in, come all the way back down on your belly. Keeping the hands underneath the shoulders, we're going to lift up to locust. So on your inhale, lift your toes, your chest, and your hands. Stay for a breath. And then exhale, release, drop the chest, drop the feet. Spread the knees out as you push back 1 more time to child's pose. Bring your hands to prayer. Reach your thumbs behind your head. And stay for 3 rounds of belly breath. One more full breath here. Then drop your hands to the floor. Lift your way back up to table. Scoot your legs out of the way and take a seat. So come all the way down to seated. Extend your legs in front of you. Sit tall on the top of your sit bones. We're going to bend the right knee into the chest. Step the right foot over the left leg. So as you do that, make sure you're still sitting tall on the base of your pelvis. So you should feel both of your sit bones rooting down into the ground. Your right foot can be anywhere across your left leg. Your left leg should be strong. So the left foot is flexing, the quad is slightly bent. Take the right arm, circle the right arm back, touch the fingertips to the floor, and then stretch your left arm up toward the ceiling. Think about creating a lot of space in your ribs, and we're going to twist to the right, either crossing the elbow over the knee or wrapping the elbow around the knee. Keep the right fingertips pressing into the floor to help you find some length in your spine. So notice if you've started slouching. Notice if your left leg is soft and floppy. You want to flex your left foot, rise onto the top of your sit bones, reach through the crown of your head, and then gently revolve the spine. So you're twisting around to the right side. Take one more breath here. Exhale, release. We're going to take two hands to the left side, get a little quarter push up, and then just for fun, if you want, trying baby grasshopper. Right hand takes the left calf or the left heel or the left edge of the foot. Left hand can go anywhere. We're going to roll onto the edge of the left hip and try to lift off the ground. Squeeze the belly in and up, and then release back down to the left hip, come back to center. If you didn't quite lift off the ground, but you still squeezed the belly and tried to lift up, then you still got the work in there. Shake out the legs. And then we'll draw the left heel in, step the left foot over, coming back up onto the top of the sit bone. So make sure you don't lose that. You want to stay upright. Circle the left arm back, tent the fingers on the floor, reach the right arm, lots of length in the right side, and then twist to the left, maybe wrapping the elbow around the knee or cradling the knee. Right leg is still strong, still lifting through the crown of the head. Keep turning the chest over in the direction of the left leg. Stay for a breath here. And then as you exhale, we're going to unwind. Take two hands to the right side of your mat. Just take a little quarter push up to release the twist. And then the right hand stays down. It can go anywhere you need it to go. Left hand is going to hold the right leg. So maybe the calf, maybe the ankle, maybe the edge of the foot. Lean on to the side of the right hip. So you're going to lean forward and down. Squeeze the belly in and up, and then pressing into the right hand, into the left foot, coming up to baby grasshopper. Good, good. Take a seat. Come back to center. Extend the legs. Shake them out. Good work, you guys. And we're going to cross the legs comfortably. So just take a comfortable cross-leg position. It doesn't really matter. One leg could be on top. One leg could be in front, whatever works for you. And then we're going to take the fingertips forward and just walk out to a forward fold. So you might just walk the hands a couple inches and feel a deep stretch in your hips. If that's the case, you just want to hold that stretch. So it's going to look different for everybody. Finding a place where you feel good stretch. Hold that place. Take another breath. And then gently walk your way back upright. We're going to switch the legs. So the leg that's on top will go to the bottom. Or if that was the leg in front, that leg will come in. So switch the position of the legs, walk the fingers forward, and take that same forward fold. Couple of breaths here. And then gently walk your way back upright. Good work. Step the feet out in front of you, wider than your mat or wider than your hips. Lean back. Windshield wiper your knees a few times.
So just dropping your knees side to side, as slow as you want to go here. Just getting some movement in the lower body. And then let's take the knees to the right. So both knees will go to the right side. We're going to bring the left hand to the right hand, looking toward the back of your mat. Just getting a big outer hip stretch here on the right hip. Big belly breath. And then circle your way back around, stagger your knees to the left and bring your right hand around. Looking again to the back of your mat, just take a big belly breath. And then come back to center. Walk your feet closer together. Reach under the undersides of your thighs, curl your chin to your chest, and then slowly with control come all the way down on your belly, one vertebrae at a time, until your head and your shoulders are down on the floor. Extend your right leg, pull your left knee in, lace your hands around your shin, draw your left knee towards you. And then release and reverse. Extend your left leg, pull your right knee in, lace your hands around your right shin, pull your right knee towards you. And then release the right leg. Put 2 feet on the floor, heels close to your sit bones here. Drop your hands, palms facing down, head on the floor, shoulders on the floor, and then pressing into your feet, lift up your hips. Option to wiggle your arms underneath your body. So your hands might be able to reach down and hold your heels, or they might just come closer together. You may be able to clasp your hands. So make sure the knees are pointing forward, the toes are pointing forward, and just stay for another breath. And then exhale, release, bringing the hips down slowly. Fold 2 knees into your chest. Reach out and hold the outer calves, the outer ankles, or the edges of the feet, coming into happy baby. You can rock a little bit. And then keeping the feet wide, take the feet back down to the floor, wider than your mat. Open the arms in a T. Start to windshield wiper the knees again. And the next time your knees go to the right, keep your knees on the right. Take a traction twist by propping the right heel on the left thigh. 2 shoulder blades on the floor. Look to your left hand. Slow down your breathing just a little bit here. Some big inhales, slow exhales. And take one more deep belly breath. And gently bring your right heel down. Rock your knees a few more times, side to side. And then sit up on the left. So the knees go to the left. For traction, prop your left heel on your right thigh. Look over to your right hand. Slow down your breathing here. Take a few rounds of breath. One more deep belly breath on this side. And then slide your left heel down. Bring your knees back to center. Extend your legs out. Bring your arms down by your body. Turn your palms up to face the ceiling.
And we're going to come into a comfortable resting position. So take a second here to lift up your shoulder, tuck your shoulder blade under, lift up the other shoulder, tuck that shoulder blade under. Drop your chin just a little bit towards your chest so the back of your neck is soft and relaxed. Softly close your eyes. Unstick your tongue from the roof of your mouth, letting your tongue settle in the bottom back of your throat. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. See if there's any way here that you can melt a little bit more into the floor. So if you're holding tight in any part of your body, maybe especially check your shoulders or your low back or your hips. And just really rest your body weight on the ground. Bring your attention back to your breath. Notice how with your inhales, your body expands and lightens. And with your exhales, your body releases and relaxes. With your next few breaths, just begin to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, turn your head sideways a few times, just gently moving. And when you're ready, reach your arms up, point your toes, get a big squeeze like it's first thing in the morning. And then we'll fold our knees in. Keep your right arm extended overhead, roll to your right side, curling into a ball, keeping the knees tucked. Just take a breath on your side. And then gently press your way up to a seated position. Cross your legs comfortably. Bring your hands to your heart, palm to palm, bow your head. And before we part, before we finish our yoga practice today, maybe just take a second here and notice the way you feel in your body right now. So maybe there's a little more space. Maybe your breathing is a little bit slower. Maybe you're just a little bit more focused. And just notice how that feels. And then lift up your head, open your eyes, and all the people say, Namaste. Thanks for being here with me. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you next week.